My name's Shona Whyte. I'm a language teacher educator at the University of Nice, particularly interested in technology-mediated language teaching and learning. Technology can be used to create and deliver teaching materials, but it's also helpful in teacher education, and that's what I'm going to be talking about in this video. I want to discuss peer filming in teacher education, in particular in support of a task-based approach to language teaching. This video is a follow-up to one where I outline the main steps of peer filming for the VIELT project on video in English language teacher education. My project involved pre-service teachers in our Masters in Teaching English programme at the University of Nice. Very briefly, our students worked in groups to design tasks. They filmed each other teaching those tasks in schools, and then shared their films to discuss teaching and learning opportunities. There are 5 steps in the process. First, the students design tasks in groups. Then they teach and observe the activity in school. They film the activity on their smartphones. They share their reactions at the university. And finally, write a reflective paper on the experience. In this video, I'm going to focus on 2 points which are important for peer filming: the design of tasks and the discussion of critical incidents. Let's start with task design. To help students design good tasks for their pupils, whatever the class was working on, I used a prompt from a study by Virginia Samuda. This was a way to provide clear instructions that could be adapted to different situations. One group of students designed a role play where learners pretended to be a driver taking directions from a driving instructor. The instructor used a map to tell the driver which way to go. The students found an activity they thought looked fun and tried to design a task around this activity. This is what one wrote later. The students then taught their activities and filmed each other. Then I offered them 2 ways to share their reactions to the experience. One related directly to the communicative or task-oriented nature of the activity, and the second concerned the notion of critical incident. I used criteria developed from Rod Ellis's work on task-based language teaching by Rosemary Earlham. There are 4 criteria, which you can see here. She used them for in-service teacher education in New Zealand. My students used her article to help them design their teaching activities, and then they could refer to the criteria again to try to evaluate how well their tasks worked out in practice. I wanted to give students another way to react to their peer films, just in case the things they noticed in their recordings were related to aspects other than the activities as tasks. So I encouraged the students to look at their video for critical incidents in the terms used by Breen and colleagues. A critical incident is an important incident or occurrence that could be related more broadly to your teaching or to pupils' learning. Examples of types of incidents include an incident where your action really made a difference in the learner's outcome, an incident where things did not go as planned, or an incident that was typical and rewarding. I thought this option offered practical guidance, but also left some room for manoeuvre. This teacher reported a critical incident where there was a mismatch between the task as it was planned and the task as it unfolded in the classroom. Reflecting back on the experience after more training, and then experience as a substitute teacher, this teacher reiterates his focus on fun in learning.
My main concern now is to find activities and tasks that are interesting and that get the students to move, to be active, and that's the big challenge.
He also talks about the value of collaboration, which is encouraged both in task-based approaches and in peer filming.
It's not that easy to share with colleagues. Like they won't I find it really difficult to work with my colleagues, either because they're not there, we don't have the same schedule, or just because they don't want to work with you or share.
If you want to do communicative and task-based approaches, then you want the kids to collaborate. And if you yourself don't collaborate as a teacher, then it's hard for you to understand the problems of the kids collaborating, which is why we try to have students collaborate on their teaching so that they get into the habit. But it doesn't always work, does it?
I might conclude with a little advice for teacher educators thinking about trying out peer filming with their students. Firstly, provide criteria for selecting and adapting activities. Draw on articles in academic and practitioner journals for support. Do expect problems in classroom implementation, for example with instructions, with supporting group activities, with classroom management and timekeeping. Encourage your students to analyse the good points as well as the difficulties they see in their videos. And finally, emphasise the role of collaboration for learning, teaching, and also for professional development. You might also want to look at 2 other videos on this theme, one on the background to peer filming and the other on the practical aspects of setting it up. You can access those from the link here.